of morning.
From
Scone. Presented by
Buck.
Brock,
Mm.
Bender's Orthopedic Clinic, and
Walk.
Hudco Roofing.
Walk. Go. We're going for a walk.
There you go for a walk. See you later. I don't know why my child is a lunatic. He must know we're leaving for vacation and decided that he didn't want to sleep through the night for the first time in forever, and that he was going to get up and be ready to roll at 7:30. Whatever. I'm glad LSU won, but the game ended after 1. Went to bed around 1:30. Drew did not sleep well. He was up early. Hang on, I need eye drops. Hang on. I'm really bringing the energy today. That shit. Sorry, y'all. Needed eye drops. Eyes are getting dry. All right, I'm bringing the energy today. Vacation has officially begun for your boy. I'm beginning it very tired and now having to go drive to Destin. So, LSU beats Kentucky 11-6 last night. They finally made their debut in the SEC tournament this year, and it was worth the wait. Mikhail Hilliard was very good. He threw 6 innings, 85 pitches, could have continued, but allowed just 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 6, walked 2. A big spot. Mikhail gave up the 2-run homer in the second, and man, it was disappointing too. It was Devin Burks, who hit it. And, boy, they had a really good battle, and Mikhail kept peppering him with that fastball away. And Burks, you could tell, was waiting on the breaking ball, so he was late. He just kept fouling him off the other way. Mikhail finally gave in, threw him a breaking ball, and he hung it, and Burks crushed it. So you're down 2-0, little bit of a bummer. You know, you had runners on base each of the first, in the bottom of the second, McManus doubled off the wall. So you have a runner on second with nobody out. And you go pop up, strikeout, and you get nothing there. So it was a little disappointing. But Hilliard did what he's done so many times. He went out there in the third. Whenever you're feeling deflated, right? They get the lead. You get a leadoff double thinking you're about to break through. You get nothing out of it. Hilliard comes back, throws up a 0. LSU comes in the bottom of the third, puts up the 3 spot, and then they were off and running. Quick inning in the 4th, and then Hilliard comes back in the 5th. Quick inning in the 4th. Bottom 4, LSU comes back and puts up another 3 spot. So now it's 6-2. Hilliard just kept throwing up zeros after that, and Tigers tacked on 3 more in the 6th. So they had a chance for a run rule, but gave up a run in the 7th. The bullpen gave up a run in the 7th, and then 3 in the 8th. So, but LSU had plenty enough cushion. No Jacob Berry, no Cade Doty tweeted before the game that LSU will be without 47 homer. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. No. 27 homers and 98 RBI between the two of them. And they still went out there and banged out 13 hits and scored 11 runs. So LSU's finding its groove, y'all. Even on a day where Um, even on a day where you didn't have two of your best bats, other guys produced. I tweeted that before the game, and I said, uh, postseasons where legacies are made. Who steps up? And I said, for what it's worth, I think Josh Pearson is that guy tonight. He goes 5 for 5. I thought Pearson could have a good night because hitting in the 2 hole, traditionally you're going to see more fastballs, and then without Barry and Doty behind him, it was just natural they were going to pitch around Dylan Cruz, and then Pearson would see more pitches to hit, and he saw them and he hit them. Got the first hit of the game for LSU. They shifted against him to the right, and he went the other way. Just a little doink right to the left side, dribbled through. He crushed a homer. Great to see. Jordan Thompson was 1 for 3. Had a walk last night. The one was a big RBI single. Cruz was just Cruz. 2 for 3. It walked him twice. He was awesome. Even Drew Bianco, who was 0 for 3 in the ball game, got hit by a pitch twice, got on base twice, and scored twice. So, LSU won. That's just another SEC win that now puts them at 18 SEC wins. Remember, the committee looks at the total number of SEC wins, not just your regular season wins. So tournament wins count as an SEC win in the minds of the committee. So you're now at 18 wins. Your RPI is up to 22. You're playing number 1 Tennessee today, so your RPI is going to climb even more regardless of the result. I don't think y'all need to hear me continue to say this, but I'll continue to say it. LSU is a regional host. They were before Hoover, and they are certainly now. And literally nothing will change that. So LSU is going to be a regional host, and that's awesome. All right. Let's say some good mornings. Probably a little bit of a quicker show today because I do have to pack the car, pack my suitcase, then we're getting on the road. A little beach trip, y'all. Aaron Hornsby, good morning. Avery Ardoin, good morning. Today we find out what we're made of. Let's go. Avery, I'm not necessarily going to agree with you there. And the reason is because you're probably not going to have Jacob Berry or Cade Doty. And with no Berry, no Doty, and throwing very likely Ty Floyd, that's not a loaded gun to go take on the best team in college baseball, which Tennessee is by a mile. So if LSU had a healthy Berry at third, a healthy Doty at second, Joe Bear DHing, Pearson and right, Stevenson or Dugas and left, and you're throwing Hilliard, then I'd say, okay, let's go see LSU's best at their best and how they fare against Tennessee. No Berry, no Doty, throwing Floyd, very likely. I don't think that this is how you see what you're made of. I don't mean for that to be a cop-out. I think, not playing Berry and Doty yesterday kind of confirmed what we had talked about. Jay Johnson, I think, if you listen to Scone and T, I was pretty adamant about this. I know for a fact that Jay Johnson talks to some of the same people that I talk to. I know for a fact. And so when I've told you adamantly that LSU is a regional host, one other thing that I haven't told y'all is the committee in their conversations has discussed the fact that LSU was without Jacob Berry for 7 games from the Alabama series through the Ole Miss series. So that absolutely will be considered as well. So I think Jay knows he's a regional host, and he said it earlier this week. They're not. They would rather be healthy for regionals, which is better. So anyway, Dale, how serious is Doty's injury? So he separated his shoulder, but it's something that Doty's had for a while, since high school. Terrio told me the story of when they're working out. So Doty trained with Terrio Traction forever, and told a story about I was doing medicine ball work, sit ups throwing in the medicine ball, and doing the medicine ball, shoulder popped out of traction. It's so once you've had that happen, if you know anything about that, I mean, it just, you know, once your shoulder pops out, it's easier to pop out again. You just put it in a sling, immobilize it for a few days, and swelling goes down, and you're good to go. So I'd imagine he'll be good to go for regionals. You know, if they play into the weekend, which will, I mean, I guess, of course they will play Saturday for sure. You know, has a week's rest, or do you just stay off of it and make sure he's ready to go for regionals? That's what I would do. Truax, good morning. Father John David Mathern, T-Bob's getting his wish. I would have loved to see Tennessee lose to anyone, but let's get it. Oh, God. Kirk Taylor, Cruz, and Doty play tonight. I think you mean Barry and Doty, but I disagree with you. Bart St. Germain, gotta love the Tigers, broke the streak last night. It was 7-0 the first team. Yeah, they mentioned that on the broadcast. So the first team to score at the SEC tournament had won all 7 games up until last night. Kelly Groves, hey Dad, good morning. Gary Petrie, good morning. Bubba Tatum, good morning. Let's see, Father John David Mathern, do Barry and Doty play against Tennessee? I'm going to say no. It just doesn't. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but it matters more that they're ready for regionals, and I just would not risk, especially Doty. I mean, if Barry's available to DH or to pinch hit, sure, but especially Doty, I can't see. Tim Gotro, good morning. Edward O, good morning. Bayou Bengal 84, what time do we play Tennessee, or does anyone know? So they'll be the last game of the day. I mean, the other really good thing about winning that ball game is, you know, Kentucky has to turn around today and play the second game, which will be around noon. So you finish after 1 a.m. By the time you get back to the hotel, shower, all that stuff, you go to bed, whatever. You know, you are, you know, it's after 2 a.m. and then you got to turn around and play, you know, probably 10 hours later. So this is how it looks today. So the 9:30 Central start is Florida, Arkansas. That's an elimination game. Then following that is Kentucky, Vanderbilt, probably sometime around noon ish. That's Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and that's an elimination game. Then the winner's bracket games. It's Alabama against Texas A&M and LSU against Tennessee. So LSU's the 4th game. So, I mean, it'll be another late night. But the good thing is you sleep in, you get the rest, you get all day, right? Jay Reed, we be worrying about Dugas? Wasn't pretty. You know what was interesting, Jay Reach? Gavin struck out twice last night, but he struck out 3 times. Excuse me. The first time was swinging. The next 2 times were looking, and the 2 times he was looking were on inside strike calls that he started walking to first base, and the ump rung him up. He thought he had got ball 4. And what's interesting about it is there was an AB where Dylan Cruz walked, and it was the same pitch. I mean, it was that inside strike, and Cruz didn't even look at the ump. He just trotted to first base, and it looked like the ump was getting ready to ring him up. And as soon as Dylan Cruz started his trot, the ump kind of like laid off. And I think that's just one of those instances where if you're Dylan Cruz, you get that call. If you're Gavin Dugas, you better swing the bat. So I'm not worried about Dugas. I mean, he did get a hit in the ball. He was 1 for 5, so I mean, he did get a hit in the ball game. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Tim Gotro, R.I.P. Ray Liotta. Gonna have to watch tribute double feature of Field of Dreams and Goodfellas. Yeah, how about that? He was only like 67. I heard he was shooting a movie somewhere. Matt Lusto, Pat Huseman, Rappin' Batches, Scott Loom 12. What podcast was Todd Graves in? So that's a podcast called How I Built This. I love that podcast. It's hosted by a man named Guy Raz. And he does kind of like origin stories of people who built big businesses or things like that. So I mean, Todd Graves, I mean, he's done hundreds of them, but you know, like the founder of Lululemon and Ben and Jerry's ice cream and Steve Madden. I'm trying to think. Pipcorn, the mattress, the memory foam mattress. We all know the whatever the famous memory foam mattress is. I can't remember what it's called right now. Anyway, it's a great podcast. I love it. One of my favorites. And so Todd Graves was on it, which was really cool. So I tweeted the link not long ago. If you just go search how I built this, you'll see it. It was about a month ago. Aaron Fontaine, good morning, Scone, fellow Scone heads from North Carolina. After stuff like last night, dang, I missed the Central Time Zone. After stuff like last night, I wish we were in the Pacific Time Zone. Let's see, Gulf South, hold on, you're going to Destin today, so am I. There till Wednesday, odds of us seeing a shirtless Coach O jogging down the road. Oh, God. I don't know. I would hope not. I don't have any desire to see Ed Ogeron, but whatever. Bob Raymond, Larry Garner, Janet, good morning. How many pitchers did we use last night? So you started Mikhail Hilliard. You brought in Fontenot. Taylor got a strikeout to finish the eighth, walked a guy in the ninth, and you brought in Riley Cooper. Cooper only threw 16 pitches, so he would definitely be available again today if you needed him. Taylor threw 7, so no biggie. I mean, Taylor had, I think he had a 3-pitch strikeout and a 4-pitch walk. They pulled him. Let's see. Matt Godwin. Morning, Matt. Long night last night. Stayed up for the entire game. How about Pearson and Hilliard? Yep, they were awesome. Chance Babin. Yep, Fondo set the record for appearances. Yep, he did last night. Did look shaky last night, but actually, he actually looked pretty good. He looked pretty dialed in. He just he had a few misses, man. The single to the first hitter he gave up was just a little bit of a miss. Looked like he was gonna punch him out, and instead of that fastball just didn't sink quite enough. Dude drilled it up the middle, and the homer was a miss. So, but it's okay. It's also one of those things where you go and you have a big lead. It's like, man, just throw it over the plate, you know. Ryan Amanda Guidry, good morning. Oh yeah, the slide by Cruz was incredible. When I first looked at it, you could see his jersey move. I thought it made the tag, but actually the jersey movement was just because of the slide. The guy never made the tag. So beautiful by Cruz. Avery Ardwin, how about Josh Pearson laying down the sack, bunt to perfection? Everybody is safe. Counts as a base hit, bro. Stephen Fry, good morning. Darren Reeves, David Tolson. What does a win tonight versus Tennessee do for the Tigers in the grand scheme? What does a loss do? A loss does nothing. I mean, you're just playing this game. Your RPI is going to go up by playing the number 1 team in the country. So a loss doesn't hurt you. A win doesn't move you into national seed contention. If you beat Tennessee and then go win the SEC tournament, you might be kind of tap dancing around that conversation. You may have the chance to beat out A&M for the second national seed from the SEC if you win the SEC tournament, beat Tennessee and A&M along the way. I think LSU is squarely a regional host, and they're just basically playing right now for positioning in that 9 to 16 range. Dustin Johnson, good morning. Woke up at 3 a.m. to check the score. My heart was still beating hard when I turned in last night. Justin Hosky, what up? Thomas Caluette, I'm thinking no, but what are your thoughts on a super? Just talked about it. Yeah, the only way that they could host a super to be a top 8 is if they win the SEC tournament. And even that, I don't know if that gets them there. Right now, I think Tennessee and A&M are national seeds from the SEC, and LSU would kind of have to leapfrog A&M. And the way, maybe the only way I think that might happen is, if A&M goes and loses today and tomorrow, and if LSU beats Tennessee and wins the SEC tournament, you could see You could see LSU end up with more conference wins than A&M when you include the tournament. And then you could also see LSU leapfrog A&M in the RPI. So A&M's RPI is at 18, LSU's at 20. So you could see those two flip. LSU have more conference wins, win the SEC tournament. LSU could be the second national seed from the SEC. But again, they'd have to beat Tennessee tonight and win the SEC tournament, which I don't think they're going to do. Thomas, I'm talking about hosting. Oh, I mean, they're already hosting. Craig Straub, game time. It's the fourth game of the day. So probably same as yesterday. Rode Yule, seaweed is terrible right now. Did Cruz bat lead off last night? If so, why? Yes, he did. Jay Johnson said he likes to have someone in the leadoff spot that can do damage, meaning first pitch home run or leadoff home run like he did against Vanderbilt. We've seen Doty lead off. We've seen Cruz lead off. We've seen Pearson lead off. And all those guys have led off with homers at some point this season. So, and the other thing, too, is obviously when you bat first, you're more likely to get an extra AB in the game. You're batting leadoff. So, I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. I mean, I'd love to see Cruz up when you had guys on base. And if the bottom third of your order isn't producing, then that's more likely to happen, that he wouldn't have people on base. But the bottom third of your order is producing. It has been producing. So, Kyle Gallo, if Barry pinch hits this weekend, he needs to wear two of those oven mitts while batting, not just on the base paths. Renee Mark, Scott Fields, good morning. Tempur-Pedic, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Brant Roban. In the clubhouse with a rain delay at the course at +1, but better than work. Go Tigers. Brent, you're always out there playing golf, man. I want to do what you do for a living. Earl, what's up? Avery Ardwan. If the plate wasn't so dirty, Devin would have had 3 strikeouts. I didn't notice it at all, but the fans in attendance, notably the Kentucky fans, sarcastically cheered when the home plate brushed off home plate. Stefan, how about the Kentucky coach going after the players reviewed? So, yeah, man. So, Dylan Cruz slides in safely at home. Beautiful slide with the ball beat him there, but he slid around it. Good call. It was safe. Mingione reviews it, has him review it. They confirm the call that he's safe. Mingione, as they go to commercial or whatever, still yelling at the umpire. They eject him. Like, he's arguing against the centralized review. Like, it's not even the home plate umpire. It's a centralized review in an office off-site looking at monitors that confirm the call. And he's getting, oh man, what an idiot. Oh man, what an idiot. D, good morning. Thomas Lamont, win or lose, game against number 1 RPI team should help our RPI. It will. Josh Langlois, Matt, are you beach body ready? Not at all. I went the other way. This will probably be the worst I look at the beach in years. Wendell Norman, Glenn Crowdis, good morning. Real excited to see how we match up with Tennessee. Trivia Carter, good morning. Harley Nowitzki, Matt, why is it fun? Why? I guess that's supposed to be Fondo struggling so much. Don't know. Maybe not having a consistent role. Confidence. I don't know. Janet, who's filling in for you today? So Muso is going to do today with Terrio. Let's see. We're off Monday for Memorial Day. Tuesday will be Brian Holland. Wednesday is still TBD. Thursday will be Anthony Renato, and Friday will be Rugeron, Ronnie Raines. Luke Cranford. I don't necessarily Floyd pitching against Tennessee. I guess that's like Floyd pitching against Tennessee. Yeah, I just don't know what other option you have here. Strong side. Good morning. Safe travels. McManus had a great night. He did. Brandon's bad matchup like Ole Miss was because the majority of our pitchers throw a ton of fastballs. So, sort of. but they all have multiple pitches, and it's also how you pitch, and then you have enough arms in that pen to where you can give them different looks. I know we've talked about it a bunch. If it's, Hasty, who's a lefty, and Cooper's a sort of a lefty with multiple pitches. You got your Vase with a weird arm slot, and you have different things you can show them. I mean, you could start Floyd, hard throwing righty, and then go to Hasty, who's throwing breaking balls from the left side. You bring him Gervais with the weird arm slot. You can go back to Cooper if you need him. I mean, you can keep them off balance, based on how you manage your staff tonight. Parker Harrison, good morning, Matt. Do you think LSU should have saved Hilliard for second game? Absolutely not. You pitch him last night. You absolutely keep him on his regular rest. He threw last Thursday. You keep him on his regular rest, and you absolutely go get that win. Put yourself in the winner's bracket. That was 100% the right thing to do. We talked about it all week. There was never a question. The only way that I would have not thrown Hilliard the first game is if they had played it on Wednesday. But as soon as that got moved to Thursday, that was a no-brainer. Joseph Fallsgrave, good morning from Pensacola. Matt Lusto, aren't you glad you're so smart? So, when I tweeted last night before the game, what he's referring to. I tweeted last night before the game that I thought Pearson was gonna have the big day. I was like, no Barry, no Doty. Somebody's got to step up, make a name for yourself here, in the postseason. I said I think Pearson is the guy that's going to do that. So he goes 5 for 5. So every time he got a hit, I kept quote tweeting that. It was like, first good start, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4, then 5 for 5. I think maybe around 4 for 4. So somebody sarcastically replied to me, just being an a-hole. You're so smart, but he put Y-O-U-R. So the irony of that is hilarious when someone's criticizing you, saying you're, for being smart, and he uses improper grammar. It's stupid. That's what he's referring to. Philip Streva, Pat Huseman, I think JJ should shut it down, prepare to dominate home regional, be prepared to travel for the Super. If so, we'll determine how good we are in Omaha. Huh? They're here? Nobody's here. Oh, I see her walking up right now. Okay. Oh, can you turn off the alarm? You did? You said you did? Okay. Hang on, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay. Good morning. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Okay, bye-bye. When it's vacation day, you get breakfast delivered, bruh. Jonah Charbonnet. Oh, by the way, smash the like button, please. If you've not done so yet. 100 watching there on YouTube. 71 on Facebook. Thank y'all so much. Please smash the like button. Have we gotten yet to 9,000? Yes, we're at 9,000 subs on YouTube. Thank y'all so much for that. There's always shout out to Brock. Oh, by the way. Amazing news. Brock, Rock, and Wine, their annual fundraiser that is usually on the football open date, has a new date this year. August the 6th in Tiger Stadium. Gonna be an awesome event. Set your calendar. Brock, Rock, and Wine. Tickets will be available at brortho.com if they're not already. Let me check. brortho. brortho.com. Let me see if it's there yet. Yes! Homepage. It is published now. You can buy your tickets. Brock, Rock, and Wine at Tiger Stadium on August the 6th. Be there. And, of course, Hudco Roofing. Let's do this. Let's, out of obligation. Here we go. Ready, break.
Someone you know, Scone and Terrio. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
Love the whistle in there. It's so good. Jonah Pearson had ice in his veins. Love to see it from a freshman. He's going to be an awesome one. Troy Abear, good morning from Pueblo, Colorado. Let's see. Jason H. Jesse Brown, good morning. Do you think the Saints had a running back for training camp? Yes. Jesse Post, what's up? Brian Pitton, good morning from Memphis, Tennessee. Chances for tonight's game. I think Tennessee is and should be heavily favored, especially if LSU's throwing Floyd and does not have Barry and Doty available. But it's baseball, and Kentucky took 2 games from Tennessee earlier this year, and that's why I love the sport, because it's not like LSU playing ULM. Anybody can literally beat anybody on a given day. So let's go get a win. Patrick Ramos, did Fontenot make a mistake coming back this year? Hard to say, Patrick. I mean, I think as a prospect, by this point he is what he is, and he doesn't have any leverage in the draft. So I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I think, he came back with the likelihood of, having the opportunity to pitch in the rotation. I mean, we talked a lot. They had a lot of conversation with him about being maybe the Friday night guy, and it just didn't materialize. So, that's hard to say. Did he make a mistake? That's to each individual player's decision to make. He set a record for the most appearances in LSU history now, and he's been a really good Tiger and a great contributor for 5 years now, and he's been through a lot. And hopefully he gets to go make a deep postseason run with this team and get to Omaha, which he hasn't been able to do yet in his career. So, I wouldn't say that. Matt Lusto, if they do pull off the tourney and host, kind of has 2007 vibes, getting hot late. That would be 2008, because 2007 they stunk. That was Mineri's first year, and they were just brutal. They missed the postseason in 2007. But 08 was when they won 23 in a row, went to Omaha. I think they beat Rice in their opener in Omaha. Lost to North Carolina. But yeah, and then won it the next year. Glenn Garner smashed the like, y'all. Great win last night, sir. Let's see. Edward, so the Muse will be loose today. What a thought. Mason Hammond, how well do you think LSU will play Tennessee? Will LSU hang on to a close game? I don't know. I'm just curious to see how Floyd does. Tennessee offensively is a really good team. And, Floyd can keep the ball down and keep the ball in the park. And LSU swings a hot bat, you have a shot. I think I'd rather see LSU play a low-scoring game against Tennessee to where it comes down to leverage situations late in the game with the bullpen, because I think that plays into LSU's advantage. If Floyd can get you 5 or 6, great. If Floyd can get me 9 outs with a lead, and now you go to a bullpen, maybe Hasty gets you another 9 outs or 6 or 9 outs, and maybe you get to the 7th inning and it's a 1-run game or something like that. Either way, you're within one, either 1-run lead, 1-run deficit, something like that. I'd like LSU's chance in that situation. Trey Guy, Jesse Post, are you wearing skis in the house? No. I'm wearing slippers. Glenn Garner, have a safe trip. Thank you, man. Jay Benoit, good morning. Cody Brunet, do they start Hasty? No, I think they're going to start Floyd tonight. They have not started Hasty, right? During all the time where we've talked about what that option might be as they've looked for a number 2, they seem to have established Floyd as their number 2, so I think they'll start Floyd. Betting all of my game corn on LSU tonight, I feel upset. I would not do that. I will not be betting this game. I don't think I've ever bet on college baseball. Not that I think it's a bad thing. College baseball itself is difficult to predict. College baseball is sometimes even more so. All right, Jesse Brown. Enjoy your vacation. Look forward to more Morning Scone. Thank you, man. Yeah, we'll be doing Morning Scone from vacay. This is episode 1,525 consecutive. A lot of Morning Scone OGs have gotten to see my nieces and nephews over the year at vacation. You will not see Sophia this year. She has a cheer competition or something like that. So Sophia will not be there, but you will see Eli. And I'm sure he will be very, very thrilled to put on for the camera. So y'all will see Eli, I'm certain, tomorrow, if he's awake. Shane Danos, if you're doing the lineup tonight, who you putting where in the order? I mean, I'm doing the exact same thing I did last night. I mean, if Barry and Doty are not playing, which I don't suspect they will, I'm doing literally the exact same thing you did last night. Exact same order. I mean, 13 hits, 11 runs. Yes, I'll take that. Where are we? Kyle Guy, how about the Tennessee fans torturing the Vandy whistle by cheering "Go Big Orange" after every whistle? Kyle, some opposing fan bases have done that. Especially, look, Mississippi State drowned out the whistler last year in Omaha because there were so many Mississippi State fans at TD Ameritrade that they just drowned them out. So some do. Matt Godwin, I know you talked about what Jay Johnson's approach to the SEC tournament would be. Do you think we get an accurate look at that with Barry and Doty out? I don't know what you mean. I think that's what's happening is he realizes they're a regional host already. They have bigger fish to fry down the road. There's not a ton to gain in Hoover for LSU, and you'd rather have Barry and Doty healthy, so you're not going to push them. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Thank you so much. Chance Babin. Vandy went from national runner-up to state runner-up in one season. Kyle Gallo. High rip current warnings all down the coast through Saturday. Be safe. We will. I don't even really fool with the water. I only I might just go up to my knees. I don't need beach water or sand in my life. It's pretty and all. I just ain't my thing. John DeRoche, what time does LSU play? They're the fourth game today. So it'll be similar to last night. It'll be late. Gary Atchison, morning, Matt. Congrats to Tiger Nation, Coach Jay. First SEC tourney win in the first game. Listen to the final pitch last night. Go Tigers. Kyle, love to see Cruz exit velo off 105-mile-an-hour fastball. That would be a fun matchup if we get to see it. Eli's coming. Was he born to grill? Not Eli Manning. That's my nephew Eli, who loves to perform. So he will find the camera if we're on. So, all right, y'all. I think we're done. I'm gonna go pack up. Eat my breakfast, pack up, and go down. Excuse me. It's always shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Smash that like button if you're there on YouTube. Appreciate y'all greatly. Facebook, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. I'm off today, but we'll see y'all for morning scone from the beach mañana. Peace.